welcome to Adding, Subtracting, Multiplying and Dividing Positive and Negative Numbers with Cubit Education. In this mini lecture you will learn how to add and subtract positive and negative numbers, and you will learn how to multiply and divide positive and negative numbers. So let's start with some adding and subtracting. Now, anything that is all positive has a positive answer, so you don't really need to worry about that. For example, 4 add 4. We know 4 add 4 is 8. We don't have to worry about whether it's positive or negative because both numbers are positive. You just need to think carefully about adding negative numbers. Now, there are some rules that you can learn, but the more that you do it, the better you'll understand them. So let's have a look at this example. If we have a negative plus a negative, such as -3 plus -4, your answer will be negative, but you have to add the numbers together. So 4 add 3 is 7, but because these are both negative, it makes a -7. Okay? You can think of it like you are overdrawn £4 at the bank, and then you went and bought something else from a shop, so you're overdrawn another £3. So altogether, you owe the bank £7. I like to think of adding and subtracting negatives as money, because sometimes it makes things a bit more understandable. So you're in debt more. Okay, you've spent £4 in one shop and £3 in the other, but you are negative £7 in your bank because you had no money in there. So if we say a negative plus a positive, like you could think of it like you're negative in the bank and then you add money to it. Okay, so let's say we have -4 in our bank account. Okay, so you had no money in there and you were -4 overdrawn, and you thought, I'll put £3 back in. Okay, if you put £3 back in, you only owe the bank £1. Okay, we can look at this on a number line like this. Okay, so here's your -4 that you're overdrawn, and you're going to add £3 to that. 1, 2, 3. And when we add, we always go to the right of the number line. Okay, so now you only owe the bank £1. Okay, so let's say you have a positive plus a negative. Okay, now in this case, you have this positive number, and it's like saying take away. So you're going to ignore this add sign, it doesn't really matter. So you're going to do a number, take away another number. So if we had 4 plus -3, for example, you're just going to do 4 take away 3, which is 1. Again, we can see this on a number line. You've got 4, and you're going to take away 3. And when we take away, we always go to the left of the number line. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you have 1 left. And finally, if you have a negative take away a negative, like something like this, where it's 2 negatives in the centre, so you've got a positive number and you're taking away a negative number, those 2 positives join together to make an add. Okay, so you just do 7 plus 5 to give you 12. Okay, I know it sounds quite complicated, but if you try and think of it in terms of money, it might make more sense to you. Okay, apart from this rule, obviously, it's just a bit random. Okay, so just pause the video and have a go at a few of these questions. The more you do these, the better you'll get. There will be some additional worksheets attached to this lesson that you can just practice from, which will help you out tremendously. Okay, so once you've had a go, I will go through the answers. Okay, so if you've paused the video and had a go, let's start with the first one, 10 plus -7. So the minus always wins, I also like to think, so this doesn't matter. So 10 minus 7 is 3. This is the rule where the 2 minuses in the centre join together to make a plus. So 4 add 3 is 7. And then here we have -5, so you're £5 overdrawn, and you add £3 to your account. Now you're only -2 overdrawn. And then here, 3 minus plus 7. Again, the minus always wins, so get rid of the plus. 3 take away 7. If you want to think about this like you have £3 in the bank and you spend 7, then obviously you are -4 overdrawn. I hope that makes sense. And like I say, please practice using the worksheets at the end of this resource. So let's have a quick look then at multiplying and dividing negative numbers. Now to me, this is easier because we have rules that we can stick to. So let's look at this box first. We have a plus times a plus. So you don't really have to worry about that because we know that like 2 times 4 is 8. We don't have to worry about any negatives. So any positive number multiplied by any other positive number is always going to be a positive answer. Okay. Now here we've got a negative times a negative. That also gives us a plus. So if you look, we can think, right, well, if they're the same sign, we have a positive answer. This is a plus and this is a plus, so we have a positive answer. This is a negative and this is a negative, so we have a positive answer. So the same sign means a positive answer. And then if we look here, we have a plus times a negative, which gives us a negative answer, and a minus or a negative times a plus, which also gives us a negative. So the signs are actually different. Different signs means negative answer. Sometimes what I do is I do the multiplication first, and then I look at my signs and think, is it going to be a plus or a minus answer? So just to clear anything up, negative and positive and plus and minus are the same thing. Okay, so if you're getting confused about what language I'm using, it is the same thing. Now the same works for division as well. If they're the same sign, you get a positive answer, and if they're a different sign, you get a negative answer. By the same, I mean this is the same as this. This is the same as this. This is different to this, and this is different to this. Okay, works the same. So let's look at some examples. So 4 times 4, well, they're both positives, so our answer is positive 16. Minus 4 times minus 4 is also positive 16 because the signs are the same. 4 times minus 4, well, that's a positive and that's a negative. So our answer is minus 16. And then minus 4 times 4 is also minus 16 because that's a negative and that's a positive. We don't put a plus in front of positive numbers. We know they're positive because they don't have a minus sign in front of them. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Minus 4 divided by minus 2 is also 2. Signs that are the same give us a positive answer. 4 divided by minus 2 is minus 2. So like I said before, I like to do the calculation. So sometimes I'll just do 4 divided by 2, which is 2. And then I look to see what signs I have. I have a negative here and a positive here. So I know my answer will be negative. And then I'll just put it in front. Okay, it stops you from having to use your brain too much. And then finally we have minus 4 divided by 2. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. And then we have our negative here. So there must be a negative here. Okay, so have a go at these questions and pause the video and I'll go through them at the end. Okay, so if you've paused the video and had a go, let's have a look. So we have 5 times minus 4. That's a positive times a negative. The signs are different. So if the signs are different, we'll have a negative answer. And 5 times 4 is 20. So our answer must be minus 20. So here we can see our signs are the same. So I know I'm going to get a positive answer. And 40 divided by 8 is 5. Here we have a negative and a positive. They're different. So I know my answer is going to be negative. And 20 times 2 is 40. So it'll be minus 40. Again, different signs. So my answer is going to be negative. 30 divided by 3 is 10. So it'll be minus 10. And then finally, our signs are the same. Minus 4, minus 8. 4 times 8 is 32. And it'll be positive because the signs are the same. Okay, so I hope that helped. And please refer to the worksheets at the end of this video to have a bit more practice. And thank you very much for using Qubit Education.